Right, hello, I am Chef Lockie, starting my food channel. This is just a run take to see how it goes, critique, whatever needs to happen. I'm a qualified chef, nearly 15 years. We're going to start off with something simple, my passion being pastries and desserts. Today we're going to make triple chocolate chip bite-sized cookies. So in this bowl here we have 1 teaspoon of table salt, or you can use sea salt depending on your preference of the texture and also the taste. 1.5 cups of caster sugar, 300 grams of butter, unsalted. Preferably unsalted is the way to go, so then you're not adding more salt into your food if you buy regular salted butter, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla bean paste. Into this bowl I'll be adding 150 grams of light brown sugar. I like to use 2 types of sugar to give more of a molasses taste when it's cooking. And what we're going to do with our hand mixer is just on a low speed to combine these ingredients. Just to cream the ingredients together, and then we'll turn up the speed on the mixer. And you want to make sure that your butter is room temperature soft. Don't put it in the microwave. I mean, you can if you want to, if you're under a bit of time restraint. So I'll show you what it looks like before we increase the speed. So it's lightly combined, looks like large breadcrumbs. So now I'm going to up the speed on the ingredients here and really cream it together. Creaming of the ingredients is basically adding air to the fat that you're using, or if you're doing egg whites for meringue or mousse, and also different cream products. So it's doubled in size slightly and got more of an opaque brown color. I like to crack my eggs into a separate container to remove the risk of any eggshells going in. You can crack it with 1 hand, or you can crack it with 2. So just crack 1 in there, add them in. So it's 2 eggs for this recipe. No eggshell. There we are. And we're going to turn up the mixer to high speed again, and then we'll add in our chocolate chips and our flour, mixing with a wooden spoon so that we don't overwork the gluten in the cookie dough. The gluten is the protein in the flour, so you can use just your regular plain flour, but if you are gluten intolerant, it also you can use gluten-free flour. Or if you're more of a softer crumble, you can alternate half-half, 50% rice flour and 50% plain flour. We're just going to cream that now with the eggs. So it doesn't take long with your hand beater. If you want to use your stand mixer, you're more than welcome to. If you don't have any of those, then get the kids involved to whisk it up with a whisk. Yeah, stuff will end up everywhere, but that's the joy of cooking and involving friends and family. So the chocolate I have here is just regular white cooking compound chocolate, and also leftover couverture. The difference between compound, it's more made with vegetable fat and gum, and the couverture is more cocoa mass of butter from the cocoa of processing chocolate. And I've got the dark chocolate in there, chopped up into small cubes, and also some caramel chocolate. I like to put the chocolate in the fridge for a little bit just to harden up, just to make it easier to cut, just so slightly, so then you can get lots of mixture of all the different chocolate in your mix. So we have our chocolate in here, just a wooden spoon, mix it in there. Easy recipe. Adding the eggs loosens up your fat sugar mixture, so when you add your dry ingredients it will bind it together. So the chocolate was 400 grams combined. If you don't want to use all three, you don't have to, it's personal preference, but I like a variety of both chocolate together. From there you add 900 grams of flour, using your spoon just to mix it all around until it's combined. And in the flour mix, I've also added half a teaspoon of baking powder, just to make the cookies rise a little bit. So, with that, you come into a breadcrumb stage. I'm going to be adding 4 tablespoons of full fat milk. If you don't want to use milk because you have a dairy intolerance, you can use a plant-based milk, or if you're allergic to plant-based milks because of nut allergies, you can just increase your butter. And we'll still use that tablespoon for when we have to form our cookies. At this stage, you can use your hands once it starts to bind a bit more. So let's take off the dough off the spoon. And if you don't want to lose any of your jewellery, it's the best to take it off before you get your hands in there. So just lightly mix it through. Remember not to overwork the flour because you don't want the gluten to activate and then your cookies will end up being tough. I think next time if I make these or another cookie on this channel, suggest you maybe using a bigger bowl so you don't end up with some of your mixture going onto the bench. So it's just about all combined. Just use your hands to bring up the loose ingredients with the butter sugar mixture. And with the eggs, personal preference again, you can use caged or free range, but to be honest, eggs are just eggs. They all come from the same bird. Alright, we'll just put that aside or I'll wipe down the bench. Baking tray, 25 centimeters wide and 30 to 40 centimeters long. Trick with your baking paper, it does curl up when you cut it, so to stop it curling over, just lay the baking paper down, pinch one end and gently crease it, and that will keep your paper staying flat on the tray. Alternative, you can spray it or brush it with a bit of butter, melted butter or oil. So from there, we'll grab our tablespoon. It doesn't have to be perfect because they will spread. And you just put it on the tray. For this size tray, you can make it 4x6, so you have 24 bite-sized cookies for when you want to have a snack or something on the run for the kids' lunches at their school. Alternatively, if you don't want to use a tablespoon, you can just roll it into 20-gram balls and weigh them out on your food scales. Doesn't have to be perfectly round because we are going to be pressing it down with a fork just to add a little bit of decoration. Just move those. So we have the 6x4. Once you've got your cookie dough all pressed out on the tray, We'll then put it in a preheated oven, 170 degrees for 20 minutes or until golden brown. It's just a regular fork. You can either go just one way, just pressing it down lightly, or if you wanted to do both, to tell the difference if you're doing ones with nuts or different flavors, you can go horizontal and vertical, and it will give you two different presentations when it comes out of the oven once cooked. So we're just going to go one way with our fork to press down, not too much. So they'll go in the oven, and once they are ready, we will show you the finished product. Thank you for viewing my channel, Chef Lockie, and I look forward to the reviews and feedback for our performance to add more critique and better areas of where it needs to be fixed up for better presentation, etc. Okay, thank you, and I will talk to you guys later. Have a good day. Bye. Welcome back to Chef Lockie's channel. Our cookies are ready, so I'm just going to put our trusty oven mitts on. There we go. Now, depending on your oven, if it's fan force, gas, you need to move around your oven trays and your shelving. This oven is sometimes good, sometimes not. It just depends. So we just rotate the other trays and put the last tray in. This recipe will give you at least 60 something cookies, so if you want to half it, that's fine. Once the cookies come out, they look like this. They smell amazing, by the way. We've got our oven cooling racks here. Leave one oven mitt on if you're feeling comfortable. We're just going to grab one corner of the baking paper, and your hands will move the baking paper and support the cookies off while you move the oven mitt with the tray on the other direction, like so. Put the tray on to cool down. If it's not that dirty, it's fine. Don't need to wash it. Just give it a wipe with paper towel. I didn't have any icing sugar left over, so to make your own icing sugar, quarter cup of caster sugar, chuck it in your trusty coffee grinder and blitz it up until it looks like caster sugar. Light dusting on top. Let them cool down for about 20 minutes or so. And it's nice to have with a cup of coffee, or if you want to go all Nigella style and be naughty in midnight, which I probably will tonight, and have a cup of milk and a couple of cookies while my partner sleeps and I indulge in food. Okay, that's our triple chocolate chip cookies with unsalted butter. It's my personal preference. It's also a really good flavor. I hope you've enjoyed. Please review, comment, suggest different things. Bit of an unusual setup, making notes of where and how I should do things here. But thank you for joining me on my channel, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.